it's Chris Castaldo from Wall Street Buy Sell Hold. I'm here with Dan Khesin, the CEO of Divine Skin at the Undiscovered Equities Conference. How you doing?
Very pleased to be here. Very pleased to see you, Chris.
It's great to see you again. Listen, you put on a great presentation for the people here at Ruth Chris down in sunny South Florida. Unfortunately, we couldn't pack all of our customers into Ruth Chris, and there's a lot of people that just couldn't make the travel down to Florida. So why don't you elaborate a little bit more about what Divine Skin is all about and why people might want to look at your company as an exciting investment?
Well, you know, quite frankly, it's just a spectacular opportunity for, we are just seeing absolutely astronomical growth. I mean, while I try to be very conservative, okay, we've had, again, quarter after quarter growth. You know, Q1 of this year we did 2.2 million. We've now reached a level of distribution that, we now have reached to every major market in the United States, which means that as we proliferate products through this network, I mean, these are mainly, distributors who've taken on the products, but under them maybe they're managing 5, 10, or 15,000 doors, and now these products need to proliferate through their entire network, which at this stage of the game, I think by the end of this month, we will have every single major distributor in the United States. And at this point, it's just support and education. Support and education to get the products out there, to make sure they're in the salons. And we have a similar kind of international effort. And we have also, we keep talking about hair growth. The reason we keep talking about hair growth and our hairy growth products is because that is really today the main revenue generating component. Probably hairy growth is responsible for roughly 80% of the company's revenue.
Okay.
So, but as the company expands and as we continue to, there's all these projects that we're working on very aggressively to implement new product solutions in different categories. We've got, hair color products in the pipeline. We've got a new, I'm not going to go into too much detail, of course, because it's a little proprietary, but we have a new oral analgesic product, a pain product, which we hope will win over, really a tiny percentage of market share from Advil and Tylenol, just really tiny, and that for us is already enough, because again, we focus on the niche space, because for instance, when you go up against that market, it's foolish to try to compete with them, because, your mother was using Advil, your grandmother was using Advil, and her mother, so that's a habit that's very difficult to break.
Well, I guess you're in a good space. I mean, you're in the personal care space. Beauty never goes out of style, and people always want to look good and feel good. And I understand that male pattern baldness affects 1 out of every 2 males over 30. So you're in a tremendous market. What makes your product different than like a Rogaine or a Propecia?
Well, everything about it is different. The main difference is that, well, first of all, Propecia is a very different kind of therapy because it's an oral drug that you take orally that has a very high incidence of side effects. It's a very different kind of therapy. When it comes to the topical space, within the topical therapies, Rogaine is just a single ingredient that delivers one mechanism of action, which no one really fully understands what it is, but probably it's an ion channel opening effect on hair follicles that enables them to shift into antigens to grow hair, but all these are just theories. We believe that hair loss is caused by many culprits. You have probably over a dozen different variables, possibly 24 different variables that...
And your topical treatment addresses many facets of those?
Right, exactly. So we try to target them all.
Okay.
So you have perifollicular fibrosis, you have chronic inflammation, you have sensitivity to DHT, you have mineral deficiencies, you have, there's a whole slew of different factors that lead to hair loss in the first place. And so our treatments offer a multilateral approach where we target many of the different processes and enzymes in the scalp to give you the best chances of success. And as we've shown some before and after images.
It works.
People using these therapies, especially in the early stages of the disease,